to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
And I'm Kayfabe Avenue, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And I'm E.A.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks. I am Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm E.A.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue. And tonight we bring you the Elimination Chamber wrap up. So we're about, like an hour removed, maybe less, from the Elimination Chamber's ending.
I just want to say, this was a short pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was. Definitely.
Like, it was only like 4 matches, 5 matches tops. And
well, before we even start, there was a couple changes, a couple last minute removals. So I don't know what happened with Keith Lee. They're chopping it up to injury that they really didn't give too much details on. There's been a little bit of
surprised me too, because
he was on Raw on Monday, had a great match.
So I don't know if, like, we don't want to be the conspiracy, but he did pop the question to me and him. Congratulations to both of them. I don't want that to be the reason why, but if it is, more power to them and more power to the company to let them enjoy that going on.
Well, especially if he was never intended to win, if that was the case, but they're saying there's an injury. I don't know if that really is the case because he seemed fine.
He didn't have a match in like 2-3 weeks.
Oh, he was on Raw. He had a match against Matt Riddle.
And he hurt himself.
He looked fine. That's what I'm saying. He looked fine.
Unless he pulled the muscle at workout at 7 a.m.
That's a possibility, but there's a bit.
I don't see no injury. I didn't see no injury.
There's been a little bit of mystery surrounding Keith Lee's, status because, at first it was me and him catching COVID. We knew that. Obviously, that's his fiance now, so we figured he was out because of that. But then he came back, and now he's gone again. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. Hopefully we see him back. And my real big concern is hopefully he's not in the doghouse for something stupid, or they just feel like, we're down on Keith Lee all of a sudden. It's kind of weird that they would do a 180 out of nowhere and just, remove him for no reason. So, if he is injured,
that's what bothers me. Recovery. Like, yo, y'all gonna tell us the date of? Like,
yeah, they could have told us. Could have told us anytime between Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown.
Like, literally. And it's like, yo, they don't do that unless it's legitimate. So I don't know if it's a story or just because he did pop the question, or we don't know. But hopefully, prayers up.
I thought it had anything to do with him popping the question. God honest truth.
All right, so then prayers up.
I
hope that he's all right.
Wasn't today. So
all right, so then prayers up. I hope he's okay. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know if it was a legitimate injury or not. They didn't say nothing.
So the second person that was changed, not only changed, the match never fucking happened, period. They said that they were gonna announce a replacement for Lacey Evans due to her pregnancy, her real life non-kayfabe pregnancy. They said they were gonna have a replacement. They never announced a replacement, never had the match, period. So Asuka was not on Elimination Chamber. So that also contributed to the pay-per-view being so short. As far as the Keith Lee situation, we still did have a triple threat match, but in the pre-show, we had a fatal 4-way match for the Keith Lee spot between Mustafa Ali, John Morrison, Ricochet, and Elias. So I kind of chimed in a little bit late into the show. Did you guys catch the pre-show?
I mean, I caught a little bit of it at the end. I caught when it was Like, cause
I
I
saw a
get
bit of highlights. I know I saw John Morrison actually getting some good shine, looking really good. He hasn't been a single standout in a long time. He looked pretty
he
decent.
had him and Ricochet actually was the standout, and so was Ali. Um, we could say Elias didn't really get too crazy in the match.
Elias is one who's been missing for the past couple weeks his damn self.
Like he
So
didn't really get too crazy, but the other three actually did their thing. John Morrison won the match. He
yeah.
caught a shit pin while they were because what happened was um they jumped Ricochet and then from there,
Oh yeah, Retribution, right? I think I did see
yeah,
the highlights of that.
yeah, Retribution,
Retribution,
they
man.
jumped
They were
Ricochet.
they smashed that man into the ring post, all
Yeah,
type of shit. So
yeah, like
I
they
guess they're
jumped
gonna reignite that Retribution Mustafa Ali feud. So which is not
yeah,
necessarily bad, especially considering Kofi got separated from Mustafa Ali's storyline. So, and Ricochet's not really doing much. So we'll see. I felt like there was a lot of last minute rewrites, a lot of last minute decisions in this
like everybody took
Elimination Chamber
like
period.
they really didn't have no type of goal for this pay-per-view, but they had to work with what they had,
Yeah.
which is fine. We not mad at it. If that this is what you want to present us as fans, we would take it. If you present it right. And John Morrison, he got the roll-up win over Mustafa Ali. He came back out. He was talking shit. Mustafa was going
No,
crazy.
I mean, for a rewrite, and we always kind of give them credit for this. When WWE, for the most part, when they have to do last minute
Like they
decisions,
got to do a last minute
yeah,
audible.
yeah,
They do good with that. I'm not.
especially when it comes to the pay-per-views. There's been a couple of times we'd be like a week to the pay-per-view, 2 weeks to the pay-per-view, and then that becomes one of the highlight pay-per-views.
Yeah,
So when their backs against the wall, they do pull off good stuff. And this match, for the most part, the highlights that I did see was pretty good. So um yeah, John Morrison with the victory moves forward into the triple threat match between Matt Riddle and Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship later on at Elimination Chamber. So
I'm not too
um
mad. I'm not too mad at the outcome. I'm just like, if I don't know, y'all could have done it better. It is what it is. Like,
I mean, how can they do it better? They didn't know they were gonna even need this match.
why not Ricochet take it?
At the at
When
that
Ricochet
at the end
was
of the day,
beefing,
we'll speak on that. Let's put a pin on that. Let's speak on that when the actual United States Championship, comes up. I don't want to really dwell on this. This match was really just spur of the moment.
it was all right.
What it was, it
I would
was
say
a good match. I'm not gonna sit
yeah,
here
yeah, yeah, yeah,
waste
yeah.
10 minutes.
What you
Talk
missed,
about
what you
WWE
missed,
could have
I
did it
would
better when
say, I
they
would say,
really didn't have an opportunity to put any story for this match. And
yeah,
for what it was and the purpose of it, it did its job. So I won't harp
and
on
your
them too much.
credit, I would say that because you missed most of the match, like I watched it, I would say that this was at least like a 7.5.
That's what
The
I'm
fatal.
saying. So I'm not gonna
So
harp on them too
it
much.
wasn't a bad match.
I caught bits of the match. I didn't get to see the entirety, and I got to see some highlights after. But I go caught
Yeah,
the gist of
that's
it.
fair.
So
That's fair. That's fair.
I won't give it. With that being said, I won't give it a rating for the simple fact I did
I
not
will
get
give it a
to see the
7.5.
entire match. So let's just move on from that. Not really too much big news outside the Oscar match getting hurt and eventually removed because of Lacey Evans' pregnancy. The cringe shit they did do was continue to allude to the fact that Lacey Evans is pregnant by Ric Flair. Like, this was the shit we was talking about was stupid weeks ago, and it just continues to drift in that direction. You made it as a joke, but didn't confirm it on Raw, and now you're still alluding to this fact. It's not a good storyline. You're going against what the fans have witnessed with their own eyes.
Absolutely.
With Lacey's career, period. You're acting like we don't know Ric Flair, like we don't know his life.
Yeah,
Like he
trying
has a
too
wife at
hard.
home. So it's just a stupid storyline.
Yeah,
Um,
trying too hard, but whatever.
they
Moving
seem like
on.
they plan on keeping Lacey around, at least to do promos and do segments during her pregnancy, which is cool for Lacey and a good look in WWE's eyes because they show that they do support their female stars in maternity situations. So that's good, and they did that for Maria Kanellis when she was there. She had a run with the 24/7 championship
While she was
as
pregnant.
you know while being pregnant, exactly. So won't knock them for that. But let's
Shout
move
out
on
to
to
now hold on. Shout out to Mike Burnett. He had a match on Saturday.
I ain't shouting out shit to Mike Burnett. This is a WWE show. And fuck that dude.
He
Elimination
had a
Chamber.
match that was kind of dope on
I don't
Smoke
care.
Saturday.
No shouts out for him. No shouts out. They only briefly got mentioned because it was relevant. Um, Nobody
Now,
cares about
I'm
Impact or
gonna shout
wherever
him
he was
out.
at.
I'm not a hater like
Ring of Honor.
Bogus.
Listen, it's not even being a hater. Mike Kanellis brought nothing to the table in his run with WWE, and I'm not gonna.
I agree.
I'm not gonna sit here and give him 5-10 minutes when he's irrelevant in Ring of Honor in an irrelevant brand, and he was irrelevant when they gave him the ball, and they fucked themselves. They put themselves
Nah,
in
he went
situation.
to a he went we're not gonna talk about him. We'll talk about that
I
another.
don't want to talk about him. You keep
But
on.
he had a dope match
Keep
on
on.
Saturday.
Let's move on from. It's a WWE show. Let's not talk about Ring of Honor. Nobody even
It
mentions
wasn't Ring
the
of Honor, but
incurring
okay. You know what I mean? It is what
standings.
it
Like
is.
it is what it is. I don't want to come off like a hater, but it's true. This is a WWE show.
I
I
show
do
love to
not
everybody. I show love to everybody.
do that on a Ring of Honor show. And when you find a relevant one enough to talk about in 2021, you holla at me.
Alright.
Elimination Chamber, WWE.
The
officially
first match.
starts.
All right, hold on. I got bars.
All right,
Now,
hold up. This is the first Elimination Chamber for the Universal Championship. Kevin
For
Owens versus
SmackDown.
Sami Zayn versus King Corbin versus Jey Uso versus Cesaro and Daniel Bryan. The winner of this match becomes number one contender and faces Roman Reigns immediately after the chamber's over. So
my bars
I
is
timed in halfway through the match. Finally got to sit down
didn't
and
see
watch
the
the rest of
whole
the show.
match.
I watched half of this match. I finally got to see. I was watching mobile on my phone.
Okay.
So I finally got to sit down at the final three. So I'll let you start off talking about this match.
Before I even go into the match, first off, all right, maybe I do want to open up with a banger, but there was other matches y'all could have opened up with. Especially like even the Oscar, like he was just saying the Oscar, y'all could have opened up with the women's tag or whatever the case may be. Y'all opened up with one of the hottest stories with Roman Reigns, the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. Y'all opened up with the hottest one. If anything, that should have been, well, my opinion, but I did like the way they ended the pay-per-view. That should have been the one that would have ended the night. As far as
There
the
was no
match,
position. There was no position on this card that makes sense.
yeah, like yo,
hold up.
yeah, I gotta no, I'm gonna say this.
There was no position on this card that they could have moved the chamber and made it make sense. Nobody wants to watch two.
You know what?
back-to-back
That I agree with him. Yeah, like y'all did not have no type of booking situation that made sense. Everything was mad random. Like, okay, so this is the next match. This is the match right now. This is what's
no.
yeah,
Your nitpick for this, right? Your nitpick for this
nah,
was
yeah,
that
could
they
have
should
done
have started the match with this.
no.
Every elimination chamber, it's like the Royal Rumble. You start one and you bookend. So like that, we don't get fatigued watching a whole chamber and then have to watch another one back to back. So in booking matches and positioning the match on the card to keep interest and don't get people, like down from the excitement of the last match and build up to getting excited for the next chamber, you have to squash all the rest of the matches in between. You have to sandwich them. Same thing with the Rumble. Same thing they do every year
Right.
with this
But
elimination chamber.
let's talk
But
about
that's a nitpick. I
the
gotta call you out
Rumble
on that.
only
That's a
been
nitpick.
3 years. The Rumble will always be the last match.
That's
The
not true.
Elimination Chambers,
That's not true.
it's
That's
only
not true.
the women's shit just started, bro.
That's not true. There's been Rumbles to start, Rumble, and then a main event, regular championship match. It's not that they have to bookend in a way that one has to start the show and one has to finish. On a card like the Royal Rumble, where there's usually like 6 matches, 5 to 6 matches, including the pre-show, there's enough time in between to put one at the beginning, at the end, or whatever the case, or move them around on a Royal Rumble card. Now you're talking about Elimination Chamber card, a card that originally had 5 matches on the main card, and then you lose a match. So the spacing, even if you wanted to put, well, it didn't make sense to put any other match after the championship chamber matches.
You feel me? Like, yo, it's like
No, I'm saying as far as like main eventing, starting the show, it makes sense. It makes sense. That was a good move.
okay.
I feel like that was a nitpick on your part. But
maybe,
what else
yeah.
were they supposed to do? So you're telling me you would have rather
At least
the first
no. I would say that I was
then 2 chambers back to back?
for all our viewers, if everybody saw the Elimination Chamber entirely, I would put the last 2 Elimination Chambers back to back. I wouldn't do
Hell
what
no.
they did.
Hell no.
I wouldn't.
That's horrible booking, bro. That's
You don't-
horrible. That's horrible match placement.
What would you put?
If I went right, if I'm watching, if you put the chambers back to back, right?
Okay.
And I can't believe we're wasting time on this. But if we put no, seriously, this is a nitpick. If we put the chambers back to back, right? Each chamber is about 40 minutes, right? It was about 45 minutes. Now, I'm like, okay, we 30-something minutes in, 40 minutes in. Let me go take a piss break real quick. If the match ends, by the time I come back, I think it's the same chamber match. That makes no sense. They would never put 2 Royal Rumbles back to back.
Piss break, bro.
And they would not. My dude, you talking about an hour and change straight of elimination chamber match. No filler. You said you would place them both at the end of the show.
I would place it. I would. If that's your opinion, bro. I will.
I gotta stick with WWE's way of doing it. It makes perfect sense.
Right. That's my only problem with it. As far as the match, because you missed a lot of it. The beginning, Cesaro. We gotta stop playing with Cesaro, yo.
No, I already know. By the time I started watching, he was killing everything.
He was on fire. Shout out Sami Zayn.
By the time I saw it, he was getting his spots in. Daniel Bryan was already like surviving the chamber.
It was the 2 that started.
Jey Uso looked like he was about to win for a second.
Jay was he was the last one to come out. The 2 that started was Daniel Bryan and Cesaro. Daniel Bryan did like a hurricanrana off the top of the rope on Cesaro before anybody came out. That was a high spot, which was fire. Then they pulled Kevin Owens came out. No. Bullshit. Baron Corbin came out. Barry came out. He was doing his regular shit, but he was looking dominant. I ain't going front. The only one that was really fighting with him was Cesaro. I'm gonna keep it real. Cesaro, yo. He did some shit. First off, he put Baron Corbin in the leg shit where he spin around. Fire.
All right.
And
you want a nitpick though? I got a nitpick for this match. All right.
Go ahead, brother.
We got to the final 3. This is where I chime in. I can tell. So Cesaro had a showing
Yo,
No
Cesaro was
Daniel
really
Bryan. Daniel Bryan does what he does best, and they manage in the time that frame I got to see. They managed to make Jey Uso make me believe that he was about to win. But my nitpick is this: Jay looks like he's about to win. Cesaro gets eliminated. Jay ends up getting eliminated by Daniel Bryan. Cool, right? But then Roman Reigns is fighting him right after.
right immediately. Like I didn't expect that.
Right? No, I did because he said it.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
He's been
I'm
saying
like,
it for
all
2
right, so
weeks.
if they're gonna make nah, because I was also thinking this shit too. If they were gonna make this the first match, it would have been probably like the last match that Roman would have challenged Daniel Bryan, so you could get his recovery back. Yo, they fucked up his knee.
But this
a
is my
whole
nitpick. But this is
match.
my nitpick with the match. Let me get through my thing and then you can rebuttal. But this is my problem with the way the ending of the match happened. So
Okay.
Bryan wins. Roman comes out, destroys him pretty quick. 1, 2, 3. Then you have Edge come out, spear Roman out of nowhere, and declare he's going for Roman. So now what you just did, instead of continuing to elevate Cesaro, let him win, let him lose to Roman, so he gets that rub that's still needed because he's on a run. But him winning the chamber and him losing because Roman used a loophole will give him status to be the next challenger after this Edge situation and keep him in the public eye enough that people want to be behind Cesaro even more than they are now. Daniel Bryan didn't
I
need to win.
agree, man. Like
Daniel Bryan didn't need the rub to get popularity. All Daniel Bryan needs to do is get his little victories here and there on SmackDown and build up there. Daniel Bryan, regardless of what he's doing, good, bad, injured, just came back, manager, commentary, people love him. So he doesn't need this. If you were going to just waste the victory just to have Edge completely make you forget about Daniel Bryan or whoever was in that position, then you should have put Cesaro that people are going to say, yo, Cesaro not only entered at number 1, killed the match, beat Bryan and Jey Uso at the end, then got screwed over. So now he's a legitimate contender. He has a legitimate reason to go for the title. And now we have a star that should have been a long time WWE champion a while back. Now he has that next person up after Edge steps
you know
down.
what makes it worse? You know what makes it worse? Out of all of them, and I love Daniel Bryan, I love Jey Uso, I love Kofi, I love everybody. Cesaro was probably like the wrestler of the night. His showing tonight, like
that's why I say they did it the right way inside.
he was the one that was actually the most entertaining.
And this is a nitpick. This is my nitpick, admittedly. That
like yo,
they would have
Cesaro,
just took Bryan and switched him with Cesaro at the end. It would have been more meaningful. It would have been more impactful to the viewers, and it would have did more for Cesaro than it did for Daniel.
Yo, we love Daniel Bryan. Don't get me wrong. Like,
this is not a knock at Daniel Bryan. This is not a knock. If anybody took that as a knock, they're not listening. You feel me?
Facts.
Listen, sit down and listen to what I'm saying. You shouldn't even be questioning if I'm knocking Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan doesn't need victories like this.
He doesn't need it.
If they have intention to position Daniel Bryan for the WWE title, they don't need this type of buildup. He's been through his underdog hero story. Cesaro hasn't. So it would have been more meaningful for Cesaro. It's not a knock against Daniel Bryan.
Actually stole the show. He had a better showing at this chamber than
it was his show. It was his coming out. It was his coming out party, and him. I'm here. I'm a staple. But they could have. They should have. They cruised at 80 with him. They need to take it to 110. They need to
ask you a question. And this is just me asking you, no fans, no nothing. Do you feel like now, because of this showing, that backstage officials will push him now the way we want him pushed
Well, the
for
reason
the past 5, 6, 7
the
years.
reason we even got him now is because they did a poll and they asked the fans, who do you feel are the most underrated people on SmackDown? And the top two people that came back highest on those polls was Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. We see what's happening with Cesaro, and we saw what happened with Shinsuke. Shinsuke drifted into ran the gauntlet, changed it to a face instantly. The fans already started believing in him. They just have to keep the momentum with him. But I like the fact that they're choosing Cesaro over Shinsuke.
Fact.
Shinsuke already had his Royal Rumble win. Shinsuke's already had his WrestleMania moment. Although he hasn't been a WWE champion or WWE Universal Champion, he made it to the granddaddy. He has that Mania event in the books. Cesaro has not even gotten close. Hasn't even had an opportunity.
And
So
he been there like over 10 years, yo.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So let's move on from that segment. The next
The
segment
match,
after
the match, hold on. The match I would say was like a 8.5. Yo, I thought Jay was gonna take it.
yeah.
I was going for Jay
I'll
after
take your rating again. I came in at the final as soon as the final three went
yeah, I
down in the
thought Jay
chamber.
was
So
gonna
I'll
take it.
refrain from giving that a
Daniel
rating.
Bryan won. Daniel Bryan won, and then of course your boy. Go ahead, say the intro. Say the intro.
The reigning, defending, undisputed, universal heavyweight champ, the head of the table, and your tribal chief. Yours, theirs, the person below in the comment, the jabronis talking on Twitter, and my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. So
Came out.
obviously continue his victory. Edge ends up spearing him. So let's move on to the next segment.
Yeah, it
We
was
have
what it was.
we have Bad Bunny backstage. The Miz approaches him, telling him, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "What are you? I'm the 24/7 champion. What are you doing here? Are you a champion?" And then Miz gets in his face.
Yo.
Bad Bunny slaps the hot taste out his mouth. He Charlie Murphy,
Yo, this
True
was
Hollywood Story smacked the shit out of him.
this was funny though. I didn't take it serious as it was. I'm just like, yo, he's really gassed.
But
he got the belt. Where the fuck is all truth? Like he needs to
listen,
be
our
like
truth needs to take a seat. You're a 49-time champion. Take a seat. But Miz gets slapped, turns around, eats the slap. But when he goes back to face Bad Bunny, he's standing in front of Damian Priest. So Damian, obviously, if you're gonna touch Bad Bunny for that title, you got to go through Damian Priest. So we're gonna see Bad Bunny with that title for probably quite a bit.
yeah, he don't want no smoke with no
Miz
Damien.
didn't want no smoke. Turn back, and it is what it is as far as that goes. The next up, we got the United States Championship match: Riddle, Morrison, Lashley, and this I did see from the beginning to end. And honestly, great fucking match.
No, this was like at least an 8.
This was an 8. This was definitely an 8 to me.
This 8.
The only reason wasn't rating higher in my mind was because me knowing not only did John Morrison run a matchup in the pre-show, Morrison was just pin dropped into this situation because Keith Lee's injury, whatever is going on with Keith Lee, and I knew that he was gonna be the reason whoever won the match won, and I figured it was gonna go this way. I didn't know that it go that way for Riddle, who is the new United States champion. So I'm happy to hear that. Congratulations, Matt Riddle. I was a little worried for a long quite a bit in recent that he was gonna fall through the cracks. They weren't gonna do much with him. Just be the folly to the Hurt Business, but he won it. He won the big one.
I just want to say that I'm not surprised. This was the right call. I always felt like Bobby Lashley is ready.
Yeah, yeah.
Ready.
More
We-
so
We're gonna,
that was
we,
the big thing for me too.
we're gonna get to later on, but I want to say that this was the right call. If it, I didn't see John Morrison winning, like
Of course not. He was a pin drop,
you know
random
what I'm
choice.
saying? I was better off either with him, Riddle, or Keith Lee taking it. It was time. He held that belt long enough. He made it prestigious enough, and it was what it was. As far as the match, it was fire. I thought that both of them when Riddle and John Morrison teamed up to go against Bobby Lashley, I thought that they both did great. Like he did the what's John Morrison's move?
Starship Ping.
Yeah, that shit was
Yeah.
fire.
So there was a point that we, it looked like he could possibly win, but I wasn't caught by that. I knew he wasn't gonna just
I knew he
out of
was
storyline
going.
just win this over the both of these guys.
Yeah, but I
So
thought they both did amazing as far as taking the beating and delivering it. Like that's what I'm gonna say.
yeah.
This
So
is great.
it
Like
was
this
a good it was a good decision. It was a good way they booked it. It took Bobby Lashley out of the mid card, a
yeah.
possible main event push. It didn't make him look weak because he didn't get he didn't
No,
get
he was
pinned. He
fucking them
didn't
up.
lose.
He beat the shit out of both of them.
They had a great they had a great match the entire time. Matt Riddle looked strong. John Morrison even gained a little bit from this because not only did he look good in the pre-show, but now you here looking good in your second match
Yeah.
of the night. So they need to stop playing games with Morrison, put him in more meaningful things.
Stop playing games. We've been telling y'all. Y'all listen to our show.
For
We
real.
love Morrison, man.
But,
Get him
yeah.
away from fucking Miz. Like,
Yeah. So before we go on to the rest of the show, let's take a quick break to the sponsors, the people that keep the lights on, keep this Kayfabe Avenue
that's
train
that
running.
song on the
And we'll be
grill.
right back after these messages. And we're back. So we left off with the United States Championship win of Matt Riddle. So once again, congratulations to the bro.
Go, bro.
To
Bro,
wrap,
bro.
yeah, to wrap that up, I'm pretty much just happy that they're doing something. He looks good with the title. Um, they made him look good in his match, kept Bobby still looking good. Hopefully Bobby gets pushed to the main event. And now we don't have to see Riddle just walking around randomly in skits, kind of drifting between shit and just being the folly of the Hurt Business.
And it
Now,
didn't make
him
sense
being
for him
a
to be
champion,
running.
he was good in NXT, so they could showcase that kind of Riddle more so than the jokey Riddle, hopefully.
And it didn't make sense for him to be running around for like the past 2-3 weeks with the Lucha House Party. Like, it
It was
didn't
only
make
1 week. It was only 1 week.
no, bro. No.
Yes, bro.
Bro.
You forget I cover Raw.
I cover
Watch
Raw.
our show, EA, just like we tell the fans. Watch our
bro,
show. You will see
bro.
that happen 1 week. That's why we were
I'm gonna
pissed.
go listen to the last month.
Go
running
listen to the
around.
last month.
He's
And
been
you know
running
what?
around.
We should put a bet. The viewers, you can see the bet. Watch our show, EA, just like we tell the fans. Watch the show. We did it in the Raw wrap up. They only
He's
was
been running around with the
one time. He
Lucha,
got one victory with
Lucha House
Lucha House
Party.
Party against the Hurt Business. That was on Raw.
My only thing is, it doesn't make fucking sense. But I'm glad that now we out of that element.
It
And
doesn't make sense.
no, he didn't match up with the Lucha House Party at all for the past couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks, bro. Go back.
My dude, for real, we doing this? Go check your own show.
All
We
right.
just reviewed it on Monday. I'm getting frustrated because it was just on Monday. We were just arguing the fact that why did they randomly wait on the Go Home show to pair them randomly? They have not been paired for weeks. I don't know what you're talking about.
They have. It's been like like at least 2 weeks, bro.
You know
And
what?
that's when I brung that up. Like,
There's an
yo,
easy way. there's an easy way to solve this, and I'm gonna look it up. So let's move on real quick while I do my little Googles. The
All
next
right.
matchup was
what's the next
Nia
matchup?
Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair.
All right, I
Bianca
got
Belair,
bars.
Women's tag
Actually,
team
so let me talk first on this match.
Go ahead, speak your piece.
First
My
off,
Googles.
first off, it did like this was actually obviously random. There was no point in this women's tag match. If
I
anything,
agree.
they should have put at least one of the tag matches, the men's, on this shit. We had the Hurt Business with whatever the Kofi Kingston, Xavier, or what's going on with anything else. Like y'all don't even have a plan for y'all tag team division. Granted, now y'all created this team on Friday with
Look, 6-man tag team this past Monday. That was one. All right. I'm going back one more after that.
yeah.
So you said a couple of weeks. They were only paired this week. We got the fact checkers now. We got the fact checkers on
as a team,
now.
but he been running around with them, having all of these.
He hasn't. No, he hasn't.
He has, bro.
No,
Like
he hasn't. What show are you watching?
I'm tripping.
You tripping. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. What show are you watching? I would have been pissed off 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
I was
I
pissed
ranted
off.
about Liz Dorado acting Mexican with Matt Riddle in this cringy shit.
You
on
did,
Monday.
and I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
But they have not been paired beyond that this whole month. It's just been Matt Riddle.
That was the
and
only
random
match.
skits.
Granted, but that's all. That's the only peoples that wanted to fucking fuck with Matt Riddle with his donuts and all this stupid. Like it's only been Lucha House Party.
Nobody fuck with any of Matt Riddle's promotions. Not one person. The only person who remotely was interested was Jeff Hardy. That was over 2 months ago because he drifted away from Matt Riddle and went on and had a whole feud with Elias and Jackson Races, which we completely was talking about this whole month. That Jeff looks bored because now he has nothing to do.
Been looking.
Come on, bro. You got to remember these things.
Yo, fans, am I tripping?
Yes. I can tell you right now.
You're tripping. The only friends he has was been Lucha House Party, and there's no connection.
It was Keith Lee.
He didn't want nothing to do with him.
What are you talking about? Keith, the only reason he started interacting randomly after Jeff was because Keith Lee and Mia Yim had COVID.
No. That was because when they had the 6-man with him and Keith Lee and Sheamus versus the other three. That was the only reason why. And then Braun Strowman, when Braun Strowman got suspended. That's the only reason why they had that interaction. After that, Keith Lee has been off TV. And then it's only been Matt Riddle going after Bobby Lashley. And then everybody that they paired them with did not do nothing. So they put him with go back.
Look, I'm not bugging. You're telling me to go back and I'm doing the Googles. You know what? Look, I'm gonna share screen.
Yes, please.
Yes, because I'm not bugging. I already told you. Last Monday was the Lucha House Party, right? You see my screen? You see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
This is what he was doing 2 weeks ago. Backstage, Matt Riddle walks up to Keith Lee. Lee notes that Riddle's sporting a black eye. Riddle confirms and states laughter is the best medicine. This leads to them challenging each other, which was Keith Lee's last match on Raw.
And he wasn't running around
Proof in the pudding. This is 2-8, 2 weeks back. He was not with Lucha House Party. He has been doing random things, yes, but he has not been paired with Lucha House Party. Watch your show, EA.
So
Watch
then
your
what
own
the
show.
fuck is going on?
I know what's going on. You was watching a little bit too much AEW. You had a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of
You had a
bubbly.
little bit of the bubbly, and you're mixing shit. I am completely sober. I know exactly what I'm talking about, and the facts is there. I'm glad we changed to this format because now we could fact check on the spot.
Yeah. Facts.
So let's
All
move
right, so
on. I'm trying to run through
does
the
it make
elimination
sense?
chamber, bro.
All
What are
right.
your bars for the
Back
women's
to where we
championship
was.
match?
This was a right call. I'm happy that Matt Riddle did win the belt
No, we passed that.
because we've been
We're
saying,
past that. We're on the women's
no,
tag
that's
team
what we went
championship.
to.
Yeah, no. I went back to fact check you because you're telling me I'm bugging. I'm telling you watch your own show, and I proved it to you. We are on the women's tag team championship match, and it's Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Now, your opening statement when you said you have bars was this was a pointless pairing, which I agreed. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, we know they're gonna end up fighting each other at WrestleMania. So this was a pointless pairing, and I agreed. We put a pin in it for the Lashley Matt Riddle situation and to fact check that. But we're on the women's tag team championship match. As far as this goes, I agree. We knew Bianca Belair and Sasha together made no sense, especially she just came off of doing this
And it's
exact
a
thing with
championship
Bailey.
match. Like, yo, how y'all got a championship match? Like,
Yeah, and that they didn't even fucking earn it. The only reason they got a championship match because they drop kicked.
Let me ask you a question.
Nia
Do they
Jax.
need to have number one contenders for the women's tag teams? Like, they just
Yes,
like
NXT. We just
that's
reviewed
what I'm
it.
saying. So it's like, yo, why are we watching this match?
Now see that I agree. Instead of pulling Oscar's match, you should have added the fucking match and had either the men's tag team on the line, like you said earlier, or we have the NXT women who just went through the Dusty Rose Classic, just earned their
On
number one
here.
contendership, show up at Elimination Chamber, and at least have a segment confronting the champs, setting up that storyline. I agree. We didn't need Sasha and Bianca distracted with the tag team champions for no fucking reason. When we just declared
The Dakota
number
Kai,
one, we just number one contenders. Dakota Kai, what's her name?
Raquel Martin, you know what I mean? Raquel
Raquel Gonzalez, I think it is. Right?
Gonzalez.
So we just crowned the number one contenders, and then you throw the women's champion who doesn't need it, and the main WrestleMania main
The
event.
one who won the fucking Rumble.
You don't
The
need it.
one who
I
won
agree
the
with you on
Rumble.
that. I definitely agree with you on that. But with that
Not
being said,
tripping, like, yo.
the match was great. The
I'm gonna
match was
say
actually
this.
great.
The match was great. It just did not fit the story narrative.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, they kind of been drifting between dealing with Asuka, dealing with the women on Raw. They've really convoluted their storyline, so I definitely agree on that. They need to tighten up. You got number one contenders over on NXT. Start using them. I don't want to see Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler on Raw.
You know what's crazy?
Go to NXT like you did last Wednesday because they did show up at NXT. Continue that feud. Step that up. Start building that story now. And if you want to add any more women from Raw and SmackDown, because I think at this point they should just make an annual fatal four-way for the women's tag team championships, the champions, and a tag team from every brand. It just makes the perfect sense. So start building that storyline now.
That would be fire.
But the match itself, very great match.
Yeah.
Ending.
This was an 8. This was an 8.
I give it like a 7.5. Because
I give it an 8.
it didn't have it had a 1 week storyline built into this, as far as the reason for Shayna and Jax defending against them. We had not even a 1 week. This was like a last episode type of thing.
Yeah.
So, it was last second. It's really just to put Sasha and Bianca together so they can have that I like you too, but I'm gonna beat you. Oh, but I'm gonna beat you, and have that good sportswoman.
And of
rivalry.
course, your boy Reginald was the one who
That's my guy. I don't know
fucked
what's
it
going
all
on.
up. See, you like the fuck ups. You like Billy Kay. You like Reginald. Like they fuck up the match.
Listen, Reginald is amazing, and he brings you the finest wines. All
And
right.
Billy Kay
You
is
didn't
just
say nothing when Reginald showed up and gave you a little bit of the bubbly earlier. You right there in Florida. You're not low.
like the
You was
ones who
chilling
fuck
with
up the
Schoolie.
match, bro.
You was chilling with Reggie earlier. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. He's chilling with Reggie.
You just like the fuck ups. You like Billy Kay and you like Reginald. The
Billy
ones
Kay is
who
a national treasure. All right.
fuck-
Billy
they
Kay is
always
a
fuck
national
up
treasure.
the match. But as far as the match though, yeah, I give it an 8. This was a high match, actually. And you know what I like about the most? Nia Jax wasn't it the most. Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler.
Shayna was doing a whole bunch of her little
She held it down.
submissions and
Yo,
joint
yo,
manipulation. It was
Shayna,
crazy.
you need to get away from this woman. I don't care if she's the
Yo,
roster person.
tell me that those Samoan drops didn't look like she hurt though.
Yo, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
I felt bad for Sasha Banks. I'm like, that looked like a horrible Samoan drop.
yo, Shayna, we love you, girl. You need to get away from that other woman. Drop the titles. I don't give a fuck if it's
Injura. The
you
injury
need to
and the
go
attack.
solo. You need to go solo.
I think they need to stay together till Mania, drop it to the number one contenders or whoever is included in that matchup in the future. I think they need to go to Mania with it. They deserve it at this point. But
It's been Shayna, bro. It's been Shayna who been holding it down.
Yeah, I mean,
I love Shayna. Like, salute.
if you want to count Nia Jax as whole. So the ending of the match, Reggie come out and he tried to help Sasha Banks get the victory for her and Bianca. He offered the wine bottle to help Sasha win and win in the dirty way. Sasha refused, turned around. Nia Jax picks up in the worst Samoan drop you could possibly do to somebody with that size difference. So hopefully Sasha didn't crack no ribs. Hopefully she didn't shit her pants. But it looked really bad.
Let me ask you a question. Are you starting to understand what I'm talking about when that Carmella's doing the long con with Reginald?
Yeah, of course. Reggie's trying to earn Sasha Banks' trust to pull the beta switch to get the title shot. Of course. But I still enjoying Reggie, and I'm still enjoying the.
No, I want to see him in a match for real.
On SmackDown that just passed, we didn't get to review it, but on the SmackDown that just passed, Reggie, Bianca, and Sasha versus
with no offense again. Yo,
great.
Yo, you gotta watch this guy. This guy is fucking amazing.
I'm telling you.
And he has not done no offense and what we've seen. So imagine how he can really be. Like, yo, I see him being an Intercontinental or a fucking USA immediately. I want to see him. I'm going to say it now. I want to see a classic between him and either Ricochet or Apollo Crews right now. Right now.
Yeah. I can see that.
Apollo's
been stepping his game up recently.
I want to see either or, and I already could tell that they're gonna put on a 5-star.
Yeah. All right. So, So Reggie unfortunately cost Sasha and Bianca the titles. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler retain. So now we move on to the main event of the evening. We got the second Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre defending in the chamber versus AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, Jeff Hardy, and Randy Orton. So overall, it was a good chamber. It was hard hitting and stuff.
Match.
My one nitpick: why the fuck did Randy Orton get eliminated first? And why the fuck did he get eliminated so quick? And everybody else lasted for mad long. Is Randy hurt? Am I missing something? Because
You know what's crazy?
he got pinned by Kofi Kingston too. So we might see that, storyline continue.
I'm gonna say
You know how
this.
Randy Orton is.
When I thought, because we my personal opinion, I didn't see him lasting.
Orton?
I wanted him to lose just so the Fiend, or either the Fiend, come back and interfere.
Yeah, we didn't see.
So I didn't
anything.
see him.
We didn't see anything
winning.
tonight.
I didn't see him exact or Alexa.
Yeah, we didn't see any of that.
Didn't even see Alexa. We didn't see none of that shit. I did like what happened where AJ Styles and all that shit. We'll get to that as we talk about the match.
So,
But
well, that was like my only nitpick from the beginning of that match. We could literally go straight into that. Orton gets eliminated by Kofi Kingston, and then it was, I believe, Kofi, Drew, and then and Jeff Hardy.
right.
When Orton gets eliminated, he ends up RKOing Kofi, RKOing Kofi. Drew's off to the side. Then we see AJ Styles telling Almost get me out of here. Rip this cage open.
Ripped him
Almost
over.
rips the outside of the Elimination Chamber. Outside, like
The refs is over here like, yo, what the fuck?
rips the whole screen out. AJ jumps out, runs all the way around, sidesteps Orton, so like that he don't get catch no RKO smoke. Guess
And you know what get me mad about that? It's like, yo, he did the RKOs to everybody. AJ gets ripped out. They didn't do no count out. I mean, no count for him to come into the match.
But
and
they were still counting his pin.
Exactly. They was
I was
still
annoyed at that too. I was annoyed at that too.
I was like, yo,
this man ain't even legally in the match
AJ
yet.
is the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He could do that. He's the GOAT.
I mean, technically, what he was saying, if you was hearing AJ in the ring, he was saying it's not in the rules. Like, it's not against the rules. They end up kicking Almost out, sending him, to the back, and AJ's like, it's not against the rules.
It's not the rule, like, yo. And then
nobody's ever done that before.
When Adam Pearce came out, Adam Pearce was like, yo, you gotta go to the back. I saw AJ. AJ was like, almost no. He did like a fucking movie. Almost no, don't go. But yo,
it was a great match though. After that, everybody had a lot of minutes in the ring outside of Randy. Everybody lasted long. We had the entire time we had the buildup of Drew, hurting people and looking at Sheamus. Sheamus, of course, winning the last spot, the last entry out of the pod. So every time,
I like Sheamus' intensity.
Yeah,
Sheamus was not even watching the match. He was focused. He was just like, yo, he was like looking at outside.
He was waiting for his pod to open to unleash hell. So but every time Drew hit a move, he'll look at he'll look at Sheamus's side, look at Sheamus's.
And Sheamus was not even there.
Just focused, like I'm not even a pay.
Sheamus was in a whole nother world.
Once they opened that boy's pod, though, them two started going at it, punching each other.
He was like a fucking fireball, bro.
Yeah, they started going toe to toe. They were having their own little mini match. They'll fuck each other up, stop, go beat up the person trying to interfere, come back, fight each other again. Like, this has legs. Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre has legs. It has to happen down the line on a one-on-one basis. The storyline just turned up a notch for me.
This has legs. That's exactly the great point.
So I forgot exactly the order. I forgot exactly the order of elimination. Let me see if I could pull it up real quick.
Nah, he got eliminated, and then
Oh right, so Sheamus got eliminated.
By AJ.
Kofi gets eliminated second after Orton.
Yeah.
Then it was who was it? Then it was Jeff Hardy.
Jeff.
Then it was left
it
to
was-
Drew, Sheamus, and AJ Styles. Sheamus ends up getting eliminated. And then Drew McIntyre eliminates AJ Styles, catching a Claymore kick mid-air. Mid-air. AJ Styles went for the phenomenal forearm, mid-air Claymore kick, 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre wins retains the championship. And then the fuckery happens. The cage starts to higher up.
No.
Where things
It's
go wrong
not
for him.
fuckery.
No, this is fuckery. The best parts haven't happened yet. Drew Tire celebrating. Bobby Lashley comes out and destroys this boy. Destroys this man.
So that's fuckery.
It's fuckery.
That's the fuckery to you.
Because the man did. Why? Well, I mean, besides putting his sights on Drew, what really was it for?
All right.
You just lost earlier.
Yo, but I want this is
No,
what
I
I
like this.
wanted.
I like this. No, I like this. But
This is what we wanted, bro.
But then.
Then.
But
Yes.
then.
Let's get to the then.
Hold up, because we gotta. I've been waiting for this for 10 years.
Get to the
I've
den.
been waiting. Hold up. I gotta
Get to the
We
den.
gotta do this special.
Get your no. You know where you got channel? Get to your fucking
Right here.
Yeah.
What do we see here? What do we see here?
Get to your fucking
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Dusty Rhodes. Yo, I've been through hard times, baby.
So this is on Twitter. Obviously, he was going on. Bobby beating the shit out of Drew McIntyre.
It's been 10 years. I've been through the hard
But
times.
this is what we really want to see right here.
I've been through
This is what we wanted to see. 10 years.
I've been through the hard times,
You
baby.
haters did not appreciate his original run. You haters have not been supportive at all.
No.
Look, the Miz. The moment you guys started to give respect was on Talking Smack. Why did it take you so long? Why did it take you so long? This man had the potential from day one.
I've
The
been
passion,
through hard times,
real
baby.
fan.
I'm
real
trying to
fan.
make it through, baby. Y'all love me,
10
baby.
years in the making, boy. Hoorah!
Yo,
Look at that.
your dusty shit.
You know, the man's gone through hard times. That is 10 years
Hard
of hard times.
baby.
Trying to make his way back to the mountaintop, daddy. Trying to
You know what I mean?
see that brass ring, daddy, and just become the champion one more time.
One more
Hard
time,
times, bro. He deserved this in 2015.
He deserved it.
this in 2016. He deserved it in 17.
Let me
He
say
deserved
this.
it in 18.
A lot of y'all already hating. Like I went on.
They going. This is why I queued up
Before
Twitter.
we even started this podcast.
This is why I queued up Twitter, bro. This is exactly why I queued up Twitter.
No.
Q, my favorite person. Q, my homegirl.
Before I even started this podcast, I went on social media, Facebook and Twitter. All of y'all are mad. Thank you.
I'm enjoying it. Listen, you don't got to send the hate mail to EA this week.
Thank you.
You can send the hate mail directly to me. I will definitely collect the tears of hate
Send it to him.
for the Miz. It's well deserved. It's a long time coming.
It's me and him. We been Miz fans.
Look at this.
Been
History.
Miz
10 years
fans.
later.
10
Who deserved
years.
it more than the Miz?
Oh, yeah, fucking kidding me.
Who cut the most promos that was relevant? Who
That
put
made
the most
sense.
people over? Who made the trashiest storylines relevant? Who holds down the WWE on social media?
He held the ice
in radios, in interviews,
He made the Intercontinental Championship
the most relevant it's been in years.
in years. Nobody fucked with it until he got it and lost it back and forth with Daniel Bryan. Are you fucking kidding?
I found this one funny. Angry Miz girl living her life when suddenly the Miz becomes WWE champion again.
Yo,
you gotta enjoy it.
Send your hate mail.
Nobody is more deserving or does more or has done more for other people's storylines, for other people to elevate.
Yo, do me a favor, bro. Do me a favor. Go to YouTube and just show the Daniel Bryan body bag.
Well, I hope we don't get
I know if we get flagged, we get flagged.
Let's see.
But
you gotta see the passion.
What he said,
bro.
What he said was a fact. I'm the one who's here. I'm the one who love the fans. They hate me or love me. I'm the one who love them. I'm the one who love this business. That's the point I'm trying to make.
There's no gentle.
Look at this. Hold up.
Like
I'm not even gonna put the video fully. I'm not even gonna put the sound.
He's the one who said that he loved the fans. Doesn't matter if they hate him or not. He's the one that's here every day.
This is besides the work he's done all these years, besides being overlooked. I'm gonna show you the exact moment.
The exact moment, yo.
Soon as he looks at the camera, right there. That's when you knew. This is when he deserved it. This is when you knew the Miz was next. This is when you was supposed to go from a hater to respecting him, regardless of his position, regardless of his gimmick, or his fighting style, or his safe style, whatever the case may be. If you don't look in this man's eyes, if you don't see this guy's passion, if you don't believe this guy can be WWE champion, then what the hell are you a wrestling fan for?
Yo, he worked the hardest.
If he hasn't proved to you in all these years, unless you're the casual fan,
then you're not really a fan.
If you can't respect him winning this opportunity, I have to question your fandom. I do. I'm gonna leave it on this note. I'm gonna leave this on here while we take it away. The Miz is the WWE champion, and y'all got to deal with that.
Yep.
That's something you got to do. You know what?
Send your hate mail. Send your hate mail to us. We ready to
This is the one.
We got
the one
to talk about.
That's the one.
I've
been waiting for this for 10 years.
If y'all got anything to say, send it to us. We ready to go.
With that being said, we can do this all day. Congratulations to Miz, the new WWE champion, two-time champion, long overdue. But we can do this all day. EA, where can they send all this Miz tears and hate mail?
Yo, I got Dipset music ready to go. Like, I'm on some Dipset shit.
Where can they send the hate mail to, brother?
Nah, send it to both of us. Like, we ready. We got petty bars.
Bars today. I got bars today.
You can find me at Twitter, EDOTA. That's E.A. You can also find me in the Facebook group, Kayfabe Avenue Facebook group. We talk our shit. We do our thing. Send the love, hate mail. Please send the hate mail. Y'all really don't like.
I'm ready to collect the tears of the Miz haters this week. I'm ready.
Yo, please. Y'all was already last couple of weeks hating on Bad Bunny. Please do something about the Miz.
I've had like 3 buckets of Bad Bunny hater tears, especially with Saturday Night Live this weekend.
Yeah, yo, I heard that he killed it.
Your boy. We're gonna congratulate Miz one more again. But before we do, your boy Bad Bunny, to all the haters that don't see his reach, don't see his shine, he brought that title when he didn't have to Saturday Night Live and showcase that belt on the most
I
historic
I
comedy
saw
show.
that he was
So
on
that
Saturday
joke
like
belt,
that.
that
Yeah.
joke belt, he just legitimized on the biggest comedy, longest running comedy show on
What?
syndicated television. What are you talking about?
Yo, he
Bad
came
Bunny's
to
the
Saturday
GOAT.
Night
Put
Live
some respect. Put some
with the
respect on my boy.
24/7 championship and performed. That's what I saw.
Took
That's
over
what
the whole show.
I
Took over the
didn't
whole
watch
show.
the show, but I
I seen
heard
the skits
that
and everything. Took over the show. And
with the
people,
belt,
oh,
cut it out.
he doesn't have to reach.
But
Hey,
yeah,
go do your
put some
Googles before you
respect.
talk to me about
I
Bad
mean,
Bunny. Go do your
Come,
Googles.
yo, talk your shit in the Kayfabe Ave Facebook group. Please hate.
Please send the hate.
We
But
petty. We petty.
with that being said, you can find EA
on
at
you,
E.A
brother.
on Twitter. You can find me and you can find us collectively at Kayfabe Avenue on Twitter, on Instagram, on the Facebook. Join the conversation. Send these hate comments for the Miz. Send these hate comments for Bad Bunny. We here for them. But join the group, join the conversation, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube, the visual versions of all these podcasts. And also, speaking of subscribing, click that support link on Apple, click that support link on Spotify, or wherever you're listening to us from. We're on all major streaming podcast platforms. Check us out at Kayfabe Avenue. Donate, subscribe, keep the lights on, keep this Kayfabe Avenue train going. And with that being said, I have been.
Hold on. Yo,
Boy, you got more bars?
With that being said, you gotta play some Dipset.
No. We're not getting flagged. Don't even put that. Oh my God, you're muted. We're not getting flagged for your Dipset today. No. You gotta unmute. I muted you. We're not getting flagged for that. With that being said, that has been E.A. I have been Kayfabe AJ. This has been Kayfabe Avenue. This has been the Elimination Chamber wrap up. And Miz, you did it. 2-time champ.
Yo, we gotta do a Miz joint. You know what I mean?
Well, next time we're gonna work on something for the champ.
Yeah,
but in the meantime, Austin, take us home.
Why? Because old Stone Cold said so. Thank you very much, you son of a bitch.